When we left off, we were finishing all of the projects and preparations, getting Makara, our new boat, ready to set sail from Hawaii.
It'd be a good idea to raise his staysail just once.
Okay.
All right, and then flake it down.
Okay.
Just to make sure we're tight, because
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
this is all kind of a mess.
Everything is in action here. Power cord's here, it's the last thing to come off. We're about ready to go. It is, I don't even know what day it is. It's like May 8th or something like that. A little bit behind schedule, but we're ready to move. Expecting light winds today, moving around more northeast. I did the route, like a rough route this morning. Generally, it looks 2,800 miles. 3,000 probably, give or take. That's how far we have to go.
It's finally the day. So exciting. Quite excited to get out sailing and see what she's like on a long passage. We were so excited to leave the harbor and get underway in our new boat Makara, a Celestial 48. We had put the plan in place back in January to sail her from Hawaii to Washington, and the day had finally come to set sail, complete with a crew of 6 sailors on board. Well, it's official. We've left the dock. We are underway out of Hawaii. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Sails are up. We have a full main, and right now we have the working jib, which is like 100%. General out. It's pretty light winds and nice, smooth sailing.
Back there, I'll have to see what's going on.
Fishing rod, getting the fishing lines out, and adios, Honolulu.
Oh, trying my new favorite lure.
Alright, we got our bottle of champagne here. Our first real passage in the properly named Makara.
I'm not sure if this is like a naming thing or just an excuse to drink champagne, or are we celebrating the passage, or all of the above?
Okay. All of the above. Naming ceremony, since we officially named her, and this is her first time out sailing since she's been named.
I'm pretty sure everyone out there will write in with what the proper naming procedure is. So
we're making our
let
own
us know.
It's going to be very informal. All right, to Makara and a good passage.
Woo! That's it.
What else do I do?
What do you do with the rest of it?
We drink it.
Okay.
This is going to skim along the top.
All right, Daryl.
Hi.
Tell us a little about yourself.
I'm learning how to sail.
How's it going so far?
It's going all right. It's going all right. We got some lighter winds, but we are under sail and not going in the direction we necessarily want to go in, but the direction we can go. So we're doing okay. Making 2 or 3 knots is all.
It's not bad.
Not too bad.
Take that, right?
Well, the wind's starting to come up a little bit. We might get a little bit more. So, but it's the first day, and so far I'm enjoying it thoroughly.
What got you into got you interested in sailing or boating?
It looked like an awful lot of fun and something different, something, it's not the same thing that everyone does. Like Kathy and I retired 2.5 years ago or thereabouts, and we wanted to do something a little bit unique, and this is unique. I tell you what, right now you can't hardly beat this. This is an awfully nice sail on Makara tonight.
Who are you?
Matthew. Hey, what's going on? Wanted to get into sailing. I'm living in New York City right now. I picked up sailing last summer, and I got baited to Hawaii. So I'm a traveling nurse. I work 3-month contracts, pretty much anywhere in the country where I want. And then used to be a rock climber, and I would live out of my car and kind of cruise around the United States. Sailing experience prior to this, my dad owned a small, maybe 22 or 24 foot sailboat on the Chesapeake Bay when I was younger, so I'd sail there. And then just all last summer I got really into sailing, took my ASA 101, got some just a little bit of coastal experience and a lot in Long Island Sound. So I've been doing a lot of that.
I think you've already introduced yourself before, but say your name again just in case.
This is Adam,
What are you doing here?
sailing with the crew, going to Seattle. It's the most offshore I've ever been. Started windsurfing and there wasn't enough wind in the Midwest. Started looking for some way to get a better trailerable boat that might lead to a bigger boat. And I asked some sailors what's a good little boat that would be not just fun but a good transition to a bigger boat, and the guy said, you should just get on a bigger boat, skip the little boat. And I said, that doesn't sound very feasible. And he said, yeah, people do it. And I said, okay, can I be on your boat? He said, no. I said, so that's what I'm talking about. And he said, well, go ask my wife. She's on a boat. They could use someone with not too much experience. And I went over and talked to her, and then she introduced me to the skipper, and I got up with that crew, and they had been struggling for a few years, and I joined them, as it turned out, the year they gelled. And we did really, really great. And so that was my introduction to sailing, was winning almost every race I was ever in for 3 years. Moved to Montana after the Great Lakes, and I bought a day sailor and sailed on that, and then chartered with friends and boats, you know, these bigger boat, ocean boat sizes. And so interested to do more lifestyle sailing like that.
What are your plans after this? Are you thinking of going for a larger boat and kind of setting off, or?
Yeah, I have two ideas that I like. One of them is a trailer sailoring. I'm interested in the 26, 27 foot trailerable boats, maybe water ballast, and following the weather, and I could use that at home too. Or I'm interested in 32 to 36 foot day sailor, and then day sailing or coastal cruising from about Corpus Christi to Boston.
Our first day on the water, we started to settle into a routine, working a rotating watch schedule with pairs of people teamed up on watch together for 3 to 4 hour increments. Well, night number 2 is in the books. It's done. Right after the sunset last night. Beautiful sunset, nice blue skies, little tiny puffy fair weather clouds all day. Right after the sunset, some rain clouds came in, we got rained on. We had the 140, the big Genoa out, the 140%, so we ended up dropping that and putting up the working jib, which is a much smaller head sail for the night. Actually being for the most part, almost a windless night, except for a squall that passed over when Ty was on watch. So we scrambled up here, got a reef in the main. It's good we already had the small head sail out.
How'd the reef go?
Yeah, I got sick last night, but I'm doing better now.
You did the reef though. You helped out in the reef.
I helped with the reef, yeah.
Advice then for people getting sick. What's your advice on?
Go to the low side. Maybe start the medicine a little earlier. Don't go below too much. Keep an eye on the horizon. Some fresh air in your face is good. Getting up above the Dodger helps.
Sailing with the reefed main, working jib, and staysail out, making really good time, like 5 to 6 knots, I think. We were visited by an albatross this morning. It's pretty cool. Beautiful bird. Huge. It's a little like white stripe on his nose, some little wingtips, and just gliding around. I don't think we've seen him flap his wings once. It's crazy how fast and how well they can just like swoop and glide. It's pretty cool to watch. just tying on the sheets, then we'll raise it.
Eventually I'll tie on the sheet.
What part of the sail you got there, Matthew?
I got the clue.
Alright.
There's no clue.
There's no clue about the clue. I'm not doing much other than supervising. The day has turned into, cleared up. It's actually quite a sunny day right now. Wind's still up above 12 knots, I'd say. Seas have calmed down a little bit, but yeah, it's still kind of mixed. I'm going to get that 140 out and fly it, hopefully for the rest of the daylight here, until it gets night time, and then we'll probably go back with the 100 to avoid the squalls that we had last night that popped up on us. Other than that, it's been rocky and rolly, but it's been pretty good so far. And I think we're making still close to 5 knots, weren't we? Or we just had the staysail and the working jib up, but now we're going to go with the 140 and hopefully maybe get up to 6 knots or more.
Alright, coming up a little bit, ready to raise.
Helm treating you, Daryl?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Like to come up a little more, but got to keep it a little calmer for the cook.
Message from the cooks.
Constant contact with the helmsman. Keep it mellow. Hey!
Doing great. Thanks.
You're doing the best out of everyone.
One ball each.
That's all for this time. Thanks so much for watching, and a huge thanks to our patron Adrift crew who support the making of these videos. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss our next adventure. Until next time, adios.